Good morning and welcome back to Cancun, Mexico on our Caribbean tour. It's a overcast, potentially rainy day here. We're going to be leaving Cancun and heading off to Kingston, Jamaica. So we'll hop on board the aircraft and get her fired up. Alright. So we'll go down the checklist. Wrong page. Parking brake is set. Chocks have been removed. Ground power is connected. Throttle levers are at idle. Engine master is set to normal. Batteries will come on. Generator switches are on. They're faulting because the engines aren't on. External power will come on. Here, all the breakers kicking in. The gears are aligning. Panel. Lights up. It's a dark one out there today. Really overcast.
It's for 2236 ground.
The lights.
For your ATC clearance, please
not to floods.
121.3.
Pedestal in on the panel.
Take care, bye-bye.
I'll throw on the nav lights. Landing gear lever is down. Flaps are retracted and spoilers are retracted. Fuel quantity is checked. Get the signs on and we can start boarding. Okay, so weather here in Cancun, 82 degrees Fahrenheit, pressure is 3006. I'm sure they use American here, but 30, oh, that is, I thought that was a 10 for a second there. 3006, wind direction is 060 at 11.
Primitive, you put 38 on revised squad 4617, please. 4617.
4617, JetBlue 38.
Alright, so we're going to have to do a runway change. That is different than what we originally had. So we're going to go to 1, 2, departure we want is that one. Alright. So we'll have to go into the FMC and make that change.
Ground control 8607.
We're going to do in a second. Transponder will go to 2000 North American IFR standard.
0 degree 6 knots up to 15. Okay, that's copied. Commodore 8607.
Beacon light on, and we'll arm emergency lights. Just put on the crew oxygen. And we'll get a little bit of air moving in the back. There we go. So I'm also gonna get the APU up. We're gonna need that. So here's the aircraft information. Current database is good. We're flying from MMUN, which is Cancun, to MKJP, which is Kingston. No real alternate is set. Our flight number is FLCT03. And we will put that in there. Cost index for this flight is 25. And our cruising altitude will be 29,000 feet. So that is good. Now, flight plan. We're going to go in and change this. We're going to departing on runway 12 right. We're going to go do the dumb 1A departure. So that is all set, and our arrival
Seven 901, continue Alpha to the holding point runway 7, hold short 07.
we should be going in on the ILS for runway 12.
Roger, clear to result to the...
Now we want a Kembo. ILS 12. Kilo 3. Looking for the insertion points. Yeah, Fable, that's the one. That's all good. And now we can go to our performance. It'll be a flaps 1. Oops. It will clear you out of there. Flaps 1. So that will become 137. Rotate a 143 and a 146. V1. Okay. So we are set there. So that's open. We're going to fire up the APU. We've got, what, a minute? Nope, she's actually aligned already. So that is good. 29,000 goes into the system. That is set. You will go, you're going to stay at 40. That's nice. Again, they've split these. This is the Airbus project, guys, so I can put different displays on mine. Now, if they would only split the system down here, MCDU, that would be great. So the view's coming up. Departure briefing, we're going to taxi down to runway 12 right, take off. Basically, it's a straight out departure. And it looks like everybody is on board. So we'll get the jetway pulled away. How are we doing on the APU? Almost there. Jetway is moving. And APU bleed should be available. Now APU bleed will come on. APU generator is up and running. External power can come off. And we are good. So we're going to push back. And we're going to go tail to the right. See if we can see where we're going to go past. So we're going to go backwards. We'll go past the... Alright, past the truck line. And then we'll begin our turn. You can see how dark and gloomy it is outside today. So we'll get the push truck in. So thrust levers are in neutral or idle. The area is clear. Fuel pumps will come on. Busy there. Another aircraft loading up over there. Parking brake is off and we are moving. So ignition switch, starter goes to start and engine 1 coming on. They've improved the sounds with the latest A320neo mod too, so it's sounding pretty good. It is fairly loud though. I had to turn the volume down a little bit. We're going to push tail right when looking at the back of the aircraft from the rear. We got cam here, we got version here, we got air
We're now going to
transat.
explain the emergency procedures on this British Airways aircraft. The captain and the crew are here for your safety. It is important that you pay attention and follow instructions carefully. First, check your seatbelt is securely fastened. Insert the metal tag into the buckle and tighten by pulling on the loose end. To unfasten, simply lift up the metal flap on the buckle and pull apart. You'll find the seatbelt sign in the panel above your head. When it's on, you must fasten your seatbelt. We'll provide extension seatbelts for
engine 1 is stabilized.
We suggest you keep your seatbelt fastened and visible during our flight, even when the sign is off. Your life jacket is either beside or underneath your seat.
Thank you very much,
To use
gentlemen.
it, take it out of the container and place it over your
Parking
head.
brake.
Pass the tapes around your waist and tie them securely in a double bow
We're
at your
ramping up
side.
engine number 2.
Inflate your life jacket when you leave the aircraft. We will supply life cots for babies and life jackets for children. In the unlikely event of the aircraft having to make an emergency landing, you'll be told to take this protective brace position. But when seated facing rearwards in Club World, you must adopt this position. We will now explain how to leave the aircraft in an emergency. Move quickly to the closest usable exit, taking nothing with you. High-heeled shoes must be taken off as they may tear the evacuation slide. Emergency lighting, including floor-level lighting, will help you find your way to the exits. These are clearly signed. There are 2 exits at the rear of the aircraft and 2 at the front of each cabin section. Your crew will now point out the exits.
Alright, engine number 2 is stable. We have full fuel flow, both engines. Hydraulic switches
move the
are
handle in the
all
direction
on.
of the red arrow. Opening the doors
APU bleed will
automatically
come off,
inflates the
APU will come
evacuation
off.
slides. The slides
Engine
can
mode
also be
selector goes
inflated
back to
by
normal.
pulling this handle. Jump onto the
So
slide
before taxi
and move away
checklist,
from
probe
the
window
aircraft.
heats, come on,
If the
altitude
aircraft has landed on
and
water, these
indicators,
slides
current
detach to
altimeter
form rafts.
for
As you leave
Cancun
the
is
aircraft, inflate your life jacket
3006.
by pulling the red tag.
3006 is set.
If necessary, blow into this mouthpiece to top up the air.
Oh, why this one's
The life
so
jacket
dark?
is fitted with a light and a whistle.
3006
Your oxygen mask is behind the
set
panel
on the
just above your
standby.
head.
Radios.
If the cabin air system
Avionics
should
are
fail,
set.
this will be
Autopilot
released.
is
Stay
set.
in your
Flight
seat and
director
pull the
comes
mask
on.
towards you to open your supply. Please
Auto
note that the
brake
bag does
to
not
max.
inflate.
Flaps set.
Place it over your mouth and
Notch
nose
1
and adjust the band to
takeoff.
secure it.
Elevator
Then
trim.
breathe normally. Do make
Yep,
sure
that's
your own mask is
387,
correctly
contact
fitted
tower,
before
118
helping
to
anyone
one
else.
up.
In some areas,
And
you
flight
release the mask by
controls.
pulling on this coloured streamer.
Full left,
If you're in a Club
full
World
right,
sleeper seat,
neutral,
you may need to reach through the
full
dividing
back,
screen
full
to retrieve
forward,
your mask.
neutral,
All electronic devices,
left,
including mobile
and
phones,
right
must be
rudders,
switched off,
neutral.
and all headsets must be removed
We have
whenever the
taxi
engines are running on the
clearance.
ground during takeoff, approach,
Taxi
and
light
landing.
comes on.
Please ensure your mobile phone and any devices that can send or
And we'll
receive
now head
calls
down
or
to the
text
end
messages
of
remain off for the flight.
Runway
Any items with a
30
flight safe
right.
mode should have this feature enabled now. Some electronic devices can be used once we're airborne. Please check High Life magazine. Take care your hand baggage isn't blocking the aisles or exits. It must be put under the seat in front of you or in an overhead locker. But place items in the locker carefully, as they may fall and injure someone. As we prepare for takeoff, please make
I'll
sure that
leave
your
the
tray
apron
table is
here.
put away, your seat is upright, and your armrest is down. Please stow your individual video screen and footstool
We'll go
if you
on a
have them.
taxiway.
Finally,
Charlie.
take a look at the safety card in the seat pocket. If you have any questions, please ask your crew. We hope you have a relaxed
There we
and
go.
enjoyable flight.
Head down to the end of the runway. So, speed brakes are armed. TO config is done.
American 1600 is ready to push off an Alpha.
1600, start up and pushback up runway 07 on, come ready to check seat.
Start up, pushback and start up approved runway 07. We'll call you for drill.
That's correct.
Cabin crew seats for takeoff.
Cabin has been notified. Oh, Frontier. The thing with this thing is she accelerates a little too much under idle. Kind of got to stay on the brakes with her. But everything is looking good. We got the issue of not being able to steer from outside. I keep forgetting to set up those extra views for external cameras so I can still control the aircraft. I'll remember one of these days. So the weather in Kingston right now is looking a little bit stormy, so it's going to be an interesting approach. See how that works out.
United 2463, 320 por 133, como ha publicado. United 2463, contacto radar, buenas tardes.
Alright, here we are. End of the runway, and we will do our check. So parking brake goes on. Flight instruments checked. Engine instruments checked. Everything's looking good. No issues. Takeoff data, V1 137, VR 143, V2 146. Nav equipment is checked. Landing lights, come on. Nose light goes to takeoff. Strobe lights, come on. Pitot heats are on. De-ice, not required. Transponder, oh, there's aircraft over there. Transponder TARA. PWS, predictive wind shear comes on. Radar goes to 1. Yeah. Chrono starts, and we move out onto the runway. So the winds are out of the northeast, about 60 degrees or so. All right, brakes are set. %40 on the thrust. 10 degrees on the down pitch. So brakes are released. Throttles to flex. $80 knots. 100 D's back. V1, rotate. Rotating up through 17 degrees, pitch up. Positive rate, gear up.
Southwest 1273, you ready for departure?
Affirmative.
So we're going right through
Line
that
up and wait,
storm.
runway 7.
1273, line of weight, 07, southwest.
Right. Autopilot on, thrust levers to climb. Spoilers disarmed. Coming up on my flat. I don't know why my EGT is showing so in the red.
Request a heading of 330
Put the igniters back on just to maintain ignition.
The weather is approved, JetBlue 3. It's after
So we hit some pretty heavy rains.
After deviation, direct to radar, JetBlue 3.
Again, this is the development update, not the stable release of the A320nx because of the latest window or Microsoft Flight Sim update. It broke the last stable version, so in order to get a working copy, I've had to download the development version, which is what we're running here. So certain things like on the ground, it didn't have the 10-degree down showing, and maybe these engine temperatures probably not working properly. I'm not too worried about it. It's not going to damage the aircraft. And we are using Rex weather. It's been updated, so hopefully the winds are injecting properly. Well, they seem to be. The winds are coming out of the northeast like they're supposed to, so that's a good sign.
JetBlue 38, control 119, decimal 6, good day.
JetBlue 38, buenas tardes, pura vida.
There's 10,000 feet, so landing lights will come off, taxi light will come off. Accelerating to our upper level climb speed. So our flight's basically southeast. We're going to pass over the Cayman Islands and then come in over Montego Bay, landing in Kingston, Jamaica. A little bit bumpy. Climbing out at 280.
38, leaving 11,000 for 18,000 on a heading of 335.
Climb to altitude has resumed.
Roger, JetBlue 38, QNH 299er, to climb to flight level 360.
Land to flight level 360
Here we go.
JetBlue 3.
Set you out. Keep this one closer in at 40 miles, 160 miles on this one. And we'll see when we break through the clouds. It's 13,000 feet we're through. We will join up with you as we descend into Jamaica. So we're passing down through 10,000 feet. There are storms in the area, as you can see. We're going to be skirting some of them, passing through or under some others. So the weather is very interesting. Definitely a stormy day in Jamaica.
Good afternoon. Climb unrestricted to flight level 340.
Climb unrestricted, flight level 340.
So we're going to come in on, whoa, that was close. We're going to come in on the, after the turn here, and then we're going to vector in for the approach. It's got some weird stuff going on here, which I'm going to ignore. Yeah, little thunder cells all over the place here. So our final approach altitude for the intercept is going to be 2,000 feet. We got some terrain to go over. So this is going to be interesting. That's where we want to head over towards Kino there. And that's going to be at an altitude of 4,000 feet.
JetBlue 38. JetBlue 38 with you, 14.6, climbing flight level 180.
JetBlue 38, flying to flight level 340, and enable flight direct to Bravo Tango Oscar.
And climb to 340.
So we're going to go into heading mode. We're going to head towards Kino now. Treated as our being vectored directly there. See if we can avoid some of these cells. Maybe it'll slip under the edge of this one. Set the vertical speed up at about 500. Actually, it wants us at 5,000, so we'll do that until we get over the terrain hump here. Alright, so seatbelts are on, radios are set, speed. Bring the speed back to 210 down here. Speed brake should be fully, well, not quite armed yet, but it's fine. Landing lights are on.
JetBlue 30,
It's a taxi.
control 14611.
You're all set
24
there.
JetBlue 30, yeah, JetBlue 38, thank you.
Looking around the ground spoilers, we're not going to need them again. Auto brake will be set to low. Speed is slowly coming down. Couple more degrees. Basically shooting in the gap here. Landing system on. Oop, come on. There we go. These clouds are killing my frames right now. It's getting a little choppy.
0119 19.6.
Okay, 19.6, JetBlue 38. Have a good
Speed's
day.
down to 210, so we'll go first notch of flaps. Or, slats anyway. Put on the terrain just so we can see what's going on here. Leave the weather on the other side. We'll activate the approach phase, and everything is set for that.
American 2546, 425, descending 1 3000.
There we go.
Avec descent to 1
Yeah, definitely choppy with this weather.
220 knots, 1 3000, direct Mavic American.
It's funny to notice
2546.
clouds and stuff like that are an absolute frame killer. Alright, so once we're over the hill here, we can get ready to descend a little bit more. Probably here at Fable, we'll descend to, what do they want? Yeah, so I'll log them on 2000. 2,000, 2,800, 4,000, 2,800, and then, alright. I think I've got it. There we go, a little bit smoother. I've checked the ILS information and it was correct. So it should be popping up in a second. So we're going to go back a couple more degrees this way. Make sure we're aligned. There we go. IMLY. Is that the correct identifier?
Back to American 2546, descend to 12,000 feet, cleared. ILS ZME number 2 approach, runway 05 right, maintain 200
So we're picking up the localizer, we're not picking up the glide slope as of yet.
200 till Mavic, cleared the ILS ZME 25 right, American 25.
So it's 4,000 at Kino. 2,800 here, 2,000 at Saylock, and that's where we intercept the glide slope apparently. So when Kino hits that line, we'll set, actually we'll do it now. We'll go 1,000 feet. Yeah. Doing ad hoc calculations in my head. At 5 miles out, we'll descend down to 4,000. There we go. And you can start your descent, and we'll go down at the one at open descent. Go down to 1,000. Call it 800. Some high terrain coming up, mountains on the other side. Glide slope has come in. So we're into the soup. Just make out the ground below. Definitely thunderstorms. It was the forecast.
United
2800 is the next.
200 knots, clear the ILS number. Approach
We're headed
runway
to.
5 right.
Okay, close to 200 and clear the ILS number 25 right, United 106.
And we will turn our heading to 122. Very nerve-wracking approach. All right, I think we might as well give it over to the airplane. So let's go approach mode on. Turn you over to ILS mode. And we'll let you handle it. Speed will come back to 180 now.
Slow to the 200 knots.
5,200 knots, go by 136.
See if the glide slope is going to capture. See the airport ahead. Looks like the glide slope is captured. Airport ahead. We are way too fast. Speed brakes coming out.
Tower United 1088 ILS 5 right.
United 88, 5 right, altimeter 3035, continue approach.
Okay, 3035, continue approach, 1088.
Come on. Let's get the speed down. .45. Speed brakes are armed. Flaps are full.
Camera crew, please take your seat.
Cabin crew is notified. Not a lot of interesting light patterns on the ground from the lightning. I don't know why we're so off center with this runway. Seem to be edging over.
Runway 05 right.
Let's DME2, runway 05 right, go by 136.
wind's coming in.
300. 200.
That's better. Yeah, we're a little high.
100. 60, 50, 40, 30, 20. Retard side.
Oh, we're down. Not pretty. A little bit hairy, actually. All right, there's 60.
United 1088, report
And
runway
we will
5 right
exit
inside.
here.
Inside United 1088.
Roger that, United 1088.
I'll get ready to head over to the ramp. So, ground spoilers are disarmed. Flaps are retracted. Engine mode selector back to normal. Landing lights are off. Taxi light is on. Strobe lights are off. Anti-ice is off. APU. We'll get that ready to go. Brake temperatures, wheels, brake temperatures are fine. Transponder goes off. PWS comes off, and the weather radar will come off. We should be flap open in a second. And APU to start. And taxi over to the terminal. This is what a co-pilot's for, to do all this stuff for you while you're taxiing. Now we're going to taxi in here. Go on the other side. Hopefully there's a spot
runway
open.
Bravo, expedite crossing the runway on Alpha, contact ground control 121.9er.
31, nice, clear to cross at Bravo.
Oh, there's one right there. Oop. Looks like a busy place. Alright, we're going on the other side of Frontier. Alright, so taxi light will come off as we pull in. There's our gate. We do have these gates sticking out rather far. Again, generic default airports. Not much you can do about them. So we're going to stop right here. Alright, so parking brake is set. Thrust levers are back to Idle, ground contact is made. Ground operations set electrical power. We have external power. So that means the APU can come off. Engine masters 1 and 2 come off. Nav lights will stay on. Beacon will come off. Everything else is off. Anti-ice comes off.
Delta 387, 5 mile final.
Delta
So just can do their
387,
thing.
080 degrees, 15 knots, continue 5, runway 07, clear
Flight
to land.
directors,
07, clear to
landing
land,
systems
Delta
will
387.
come off. Fuel pumps will go off. Check beacon's already off. ECAM status is normal. My deers will stay on. Everything else is good. We'll call up ground services and we'll get the jetway connected. And that's it, guys. Thank you very much for flying with us today. It was a stormy flight and an interesting landing. Hope we'll see you back in the next one. Where we're headed, I'm not sure, but hopefully the weather will be a little bit nicer. Thank you very much for flying with us. We'll see you next time. Bye for now.